Navigating IT documentation, the role of methodology in success. Explore how the right methodology transforms IT documentation into a strategic asset, enhancing project efficiency and success. Alqubit, IT as an expression of art. Runbook creation, methodology and procedural steps. The creation of a runbook is an exercise in precision and foresight. It involves documenting the critical steps and procedures that IT personnel must take in response to various operational scenarios. The methodology behind this documentation is just as important as the content itself. It ensures that the procedures are logical, repeatable, and scalable. By adhering to a well-structured methodology, IT teams can produce runbooks that are not only comprehensive but also easy to understand and implement. The goal is to minimize downtime and ensure a swift resolution to any incidents that may arise. Procedural steps outlined in runbooks are the result of meticulous planning and testing. They need to be clear enough for a new employee to follow without additional guidance, yet detailed enough to cover complex scenarios. Regular reviews and updates of these steps are crucial, as they must evolve alongside the IT infrastructure they support. This continuous improvement cycle is an integral part of the runbook methodology, ensuring that documentation remains relevant and effective in the face of new challenges. Understanding the spectrum of IT documentation. IT documentation encompasses a broad range of materials, each serving a specific purpose within an organization. From system architecture diagrams to user manuals, and from policy documents to runbooks, every piece of documentation plays a role in the smooth operation of IT services. Understanding this spectrum is key to creating resources that are not only useful but also accessible. IT documentation must cater to different audiences, whether they are end users requiring guidance or technical staff needing detailed technical specifications. The complexity of IT environments means that documentation must cover a myriad of details and scenarios. It is essential to strike a balance between thoroughness and clarity, ensuring that documents are neither too vague nor overly complicated. This is where a robust methodology steps in, providing a framework for the creation, management, and maintenance of documentation that supports the IT infrastructure effectively and efficiently. The vital role of methodology in IT documentation. Methodology in IT documentation is not about rigidly sticking to a set of rules, it's about creating a cohesive framework that guides the documentation process from conception to delivery. A well-established methodology serves as a roadmap, ensuring that all stakeholders share a common understanding of the process and outcomes. It provides structure to the chaotic nature of IT projects, enabling teams to navigate complex tasks with greater confidence and efficiency. The choice of methodology can determine the success of IT documentation efforts. It influences how information is collected, organized, and presented. Whether it's the iterative cycles of Agile, the sequential phases of Waterfall, or a blend within a hybrid approach, the methodology adopted must align with the project's goals and the organization's culture. It's the linchpin that holds the various elements of documentation together, fostering collaboration and enhancing the quality of the final deliverables. Decoding different methodologies, Agile, Waterfall, and hybrid approaches. Agile methodology, with its focus on flexibility and continuous improvement, is particularly well suited for projects where requirements may evolve over time. It encourages collaboration and rapid iterations, allowing teams to adapt and refine documentation as the project advances. The Waterfall methodology, on the other hand, is more linear and structured, ideal for projects with well-defined requirements and scopes. It lays out a clear path from start to finish, with each phase building upon the previous one. Hybrid approaches combine elements of both Agile and Waterfall, offering a middle ground for teams that need the benefits of both methodologies. Hybrid methodologies allow for the upfront planning and clear milestones of Waterfall while incorporating the iterative development and flexibility of Agile. This adaptability can be particularly advantageous in complex IT environments where some aspects of the project are well understood while others require exploration and adjustment. The art and science of effective requirements gathering. Requirements gathering is both an art and a science, demanding a mix of technical knowledge, communication skills, and empathy. It is the process of understanding what stakeholders truly need, which is not always the same as what they initially request. Effective requirements gathering is a foundational step in ensuring that IT documentation aligns with the project's objectives and user needs. It involves active listening, probing questions, and the ability to translate complex requirements into clear and actionable documentation. The methodology applied during the requirements gathering phase can greatly influence the quality of the IT documentation produced. Techniques such as interviews, workshops, surveys, and prototyping can all play a role in uncovering the nuances of stakeholder needs. The key is to apply these techniques systematically, ensuring that no critical detail is overlooked. This thorough approach lays the groundwork for documentation that is both accurate and relevant, ultimately contributing to the project's success. Maximizing project success through strategic documentation practices. Strategic documentation practices involve more than just producing documents, they encompass the careful planning, execution, and maintenance of these resources throughout the project lifecycle. By leveraging a tailored methodology, teams can maximize project success by ensuring that documentation is always aligned with project goals. This strategic approach contributes to better outcomes, as it facilitates clear communication, reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings, and provides a reliable reference for decision-making. Ultimately, the goal of strategic documentation practices is to create a set of documents that are not only comprehensive but also dynamic. They should evolve in response to project changes, stakeholder feedback, and new insights. By prioritizing this adaptability, IT teams can ensure that their documentation remains an invaluable asset that supports project success from inception to completion and beyond.